lot of things to show you from Epcot. Topiaries have been popping up for Flower and Garden all over the place. But first, let's head on over to CityWalk. When you first walk in and look to the left, obviously you're going to see Bubba Gump's first, but now the new Starbucks location is going to be where the old endangered species location is, and they have this sign here to let you know that the upstairs location is still open because downstairs is not ready yet. Here is a look at the new Starbucks. It's pretty nice. Lots of patio area in front. There's going to be ceiling fans right there to help keep you cool in the summertime, but this little divider is kind of weird to me. It's not very tall and it's not very short, so it's like the right height to where people can trip and fall and hurt themselves. So I don't know if they're going to be adding something else to this little divider, but that's kind of weird. And let's take you through a little bit of the Cold Stone before they actually took the walls down. I saw that mirror. Here are some workers getting ready to hang up a sign outside. And then they hung up the neons in the doorway. There's already a million Starbucks, so it's a little more exciting to talk about Cold Stone. And then they have this new sign up there, and then eventually they put the actual Cold Stone logo. You can see the walls are still up in this photo, but then boom, the walls are down, and then those workers are hanging another Cold Stone sign to the right of the door. And I didn't quite get them. The guy has the E in his hand in this photo, so it's not quite done yet, but it's done now. And here you can see the sign saying Cold Stone coming soon. And here's a shot of it at night. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You can see that mirror that I saw at the very beginning all the way on the left. And it's not very big. It's just like, I'm sure we're going to see over the summertime literally lines out the door. Because when you walk in, you got the Cold Stone. When you walk in, you have the Starbucks more prominent in the morning, and when you're walking out, the Cold Stone is right in your face. So, walking out probably in the middle of July, you're going to see lines out the door of that Cold Stone. Let's head on over to Islands of Adventure, where our friend on Twitter, UOR Buzz, caught this photo of Spider-Man scaling some of the rooftops in Port of Entry. This is the only photo he got. I personally have never seen this before, but that's pretty amazing. And I almost want to just hang out in Port of Entry in the morning times to hopefully catch this myself, at some point. Let's head on over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Islands of Adventure. They have this sign up. This is to direct you to the Overflow Bridge, which was the original bridge that was open when they were building the Wizarding World back in 2009, and they had a wall up similar to this. This photo was taken inside of Hogsmeade. Now you can't go in and out of that archway there. That's why they have that bridge open. Looking through that arch, you could see the new Hogwarts Express station, and then this is the bridge, the new old bridge that they have open. The only way to access the Wizarding World is to take this bridge over to Jurassic Park and go in through Jurassic Park area. You have another view of Hogwarts from this bridge, and you can kind of see the three broomsticks off to the right. And here's a little secret, something we want to share with you guys. Not a lot of people know. There's 2 butterbeer carts in Hogsmeade, but if you go into the Hogshead pub, the actual bar, there's usually no wait. And this is at 10 a.m. in the morning, and the line for butterbeer at the actual carts were super, super long. But you go into the Hogshead, and there's no line at all. So that's a little tip. You go into the Hogshead, you grab your butterbeer, and you could sit in the back area, and you got an awesome view of Hogwarts Castle. So we enjoyed a butterbeer that morning. It was really nice. And then actually a team member came out with a couple girls, and she put them up on this little pedestal here, and they threw bread over the side, and there were ducks and fish that actually came up to eat whatever they threw off. So I decided to try it. So check this out. And then we heard that Zonko's was going to be closing the day after we took these photos, so we had to go and take our last photos of Zonko's, of course. I went inside, I'm taking a bunch of photos, and then I had to ask the team member working the cashier, I asked her straight up, I said, "Are you guys closing tomorrow?" And she said, "No, actually, we have about a month left." So they'll probably be closing near the end of March, is my guess. But since we've already been in, we don't have to get our final photos of Zankos. So it's closing to make room for, or actually to give the store next to it, the candy store, a little bit more room. And in the new Diagon Alley area, there's going to be the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, which is another joke store similar to Zonko's. So there's no point in having both. And here's some more exterior. Let's head on over to Universal really quick for some more Potter Watch. You can see the R and the King's Cross sign is missing, but more importantly in this photo, the peak windows have been removed. Would have been the San Fran peak window over here, and this would have been the Fear Factor peak window over here. There's no official word from Universal. They just kind of took them away. There's a lot of speculation as to why they took them away, to avoid any kind of debate or argument. I'm not going to give any kind of input of my own as to why I think they took them away. But that's it for Potter Watch. Let's head on back to Islands of Adventure really fast because I saw something that I've never seen before, and this is still around 10:15, 10:30 in the morning. You can see team members are standing on the bridge to let guests know that the Hulk has been 101 that morning. 101 meaning that the ride was not working. Upon further investigation, I saw a crane out by the, I don't know what you call, by the track, I guess, and then I walked closer to the gate and saw that there was no water where the Hulk would swoop down and go underneath that underpass and make a big splash. There's no water there, so I don't know what was going on, but the word was that it did reopen later on that day, so I assume that this was something that they normally do while the park was closed, and they might have just been a little bit behind that day. But something else interesting, the same morning, just a couple minutes later, I walked over to Universal and saw that their icon out in front had no water or misting effects like it usually does. So I don't know if the two things were related, but that's kind of an interesting shot to see the Universal globe without the water going and the mist going on around it as well. Back over at Universal, the Simpsons are doing a brand new meet and greet, kind of where their new couch photo op is. Their couch photo op is you would sit in a couch and then they superimpose the Simpsons, kind of like the beginning of the show. I don't know if they let you select your situation or it's a random situation, but to the right of that, they're actually having the Simpsons themselves there for meet and greets. Rumors are that they're going to have some sort of actual prop or a set there, and that's where they're going to be doing their meet and greets from now on. I caught a little video of Bart and Lisa playing around. Go ahead and check this out. And before we leave Universal, here are some shots of the new team member parking garage. All team members have been parking in the north and south garages for the past couple months, so if you've seen a lot of photos on Twitter or Instagram or just the internet in general of lines backed up to get into the Universal garage, it's because of this garage being built. This is usually where the team members that work inside the park. It used to be a parking lot, but now they're building this garage. So all team members have been parking pretty much in the same area where the guests have been parking. So it looks like they're almost done. It's going up way faster than any other parking garages that I can think of that are being built right now. So hopefully it will alleviate a lot of the pressure from the north and south Universal parking garages. And it's time to head on over to Epcot. Flower and Garden Festival starts on March 5th this year, and there's already a ton of topiaries ready to go. I mean, that's 2 days from now from this recording, and one of the first ones that you're going to see is behind Spaceship Earth, kind of in between Spaceship Earth and the Fast Pass Plus area. You have Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. I caught this shot, which has actually clouds forming a hidden Mickey on Spaceship Earth, which is kind of cool. And this is kind of where the cranberry bog is for Food and Wine Festival. It's surrounded by bushes right now, so you can't really see what's going on. But through the bush, you're able to see Goofy from the side, and then you have Donald from the side. And then if you walked all the way around to where You're looking straight at Spaceship Earth. You could, well, I actually probably broke the rules and stuck my phone through the bushes and took these shots. And it looks like Donald and Goofy are playing soccer. And I don't know if Spaceship Earth is supposed to be some sort of a, if it's supposed to play into it, because that would be kind of cool. It looks like Spaceship Earth is in the goal, maybe. I don't know. Moving on to the entrance to World Showcase. It's all Fantasia themed. Here's Mickey in his Sorcerer's Apprentice garb with the brooms dancing around him. And then you have the dancing mushrooms to the right. I'm sorry, to the left. And then to the right is the dancing hippos and alligators and ostriches. So that's kind of neat. They're all Fantasia themed. And then moving around, the Rafiki and Simba topiary hasn't been completely revealed yet, but this is kind of where, after the African drum section before Germany is, it's still surrounded by a ton of bushes, so you can't get a good shot. And then moving on, after the model train, and then before Italy, you have Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. This is supposed to go along with promoting their new movie, Muppets Most Wanted. They're brand new to Flower and Garden this year. They've never had topiaries before. I guess these topiaries were out for a couple days before they added some of the props behind it. So a lot of people were able to see it, but now there are props behind it and ready for show. And then you got Snow White. I'm sure a lot of people have taken photos of this already. You can actually see definition in her face. This is Snow White in HD topiary. It's amazing to see the detail in her face, because compared to, we went and took a photo of Belle over in France, you could see that there's no definition. She kind of looks like swamp moss thing lady or whatever. But Snow White on the left, Belle on the right. I wonder if someday they're going to do that to all the princesses, because, or all the human topiaries, because that would be kind of cool. Or creepy. I don't know. What do you think? Cool or creepy? Who knows? Anyway, moving on. It kind of doesn't translate well in any of the photos that I took, but it looks like they gave this structure a new paint job. It's a little more orange and brighter in the daytime, whereas opposed it used to be more red. And here's some more topiaries over in France. Here's Belle again with Beast on the left. And you can see in the back you got Cogsworth and Lumiere. Here they are close up. And to the left of them was Mrs. Potts and Chip. And then moving over to the United Kingdom, where they have a ton of topiaries. You have the whole 100-acre wood crew. You got Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet sitting on Eeyore, Rabbit, and then Tigger all the way at the end. That's kind of adjacent to where the meet and greet is for Mary Poppins and Alice in Wonderland. And then right across from the entrance to the Rose and Crown, you got Tick Tock Croc in this bed that looks like a body of water. This bed of flowers that looks like a body of water, which is kind of cool. And then all the way on the other side, you have Captain Hook looking at him as if he's starting a battle. And then up in the roof, of course, you got Peter Pan looking over everything. Over in Canada, because I guess Bambi's Canadian, you got Bambi, Thumper, and Flower right by the entrance to the walkway to Le Cellier. And then that playground that is between the playground that is between Journey into Imagination and World Showcase, you can kind of see, this is through the mesh fence. These were the icons from last year's Flower and Garden Festival. It's Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan from Monsters University. They will be featured in the playground area this year. And just really, really quick, because I haven't talked about it in a couple weeks, here is what the Orlando Eye is looking like now. It's really nothing. It's really no progress since the last time I showed it. It's probably a lot of behind the scenes things. We're just ready for the actual wheel to be installed at this point. All right, everybody have a safe spring break, and we'll see you later. Both sides are open. Bye.